And welcome to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Tonight, the Red Wolves at home taking on Shawnee State. IU East Red Wolves are 13-9. Shawnee State is 11-12 on the season. Tonight, the Red Wolves, they're going to have their pink out match against Shawnee State. Red Wolves are 13-9, like I said. Shawnee State 11-12. IU East will wear pink uniforms tonight in recognition of the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let's take a look back at how the Red Wolves have been doing. IU East swept Carlow University and Central State University in a home tri-match on October 11th. IU East is 2-1 against Shawnee State since joining the NAIA. Shawnee State topped the Red Wolves in an NAIA Volleyball National Championship opening round match in 2010. IU East Red Wolves are now riding a 9-match winning streak. This match concludes a season-long 6-match homestand for the Red Wolves. IU East is 4-0 in pink out matches since 2010. Let's take a look at some of the Red Wolves and the rankings. IU East has zoomed up the national rankings in aces and blocks. The Red Wolves are now 25th in the NAIA with 1.84 aces percent and 27th in the NAIA with 2.18 blocks percent. Mallory Livingston, she's 23rd in the NAIA with 3.64 kills percent. And Bailey Gates, also 36th in the NAIA with 1.05 blocks percent. Now let's take a look at the opponent. Shawnee State has lost its last 5, including an 0-4 showing this past weekend at Rio Grande University's Bob Evans Classic. Paige Zelich, a 5'8" junior outside hitter, leads Shawnee State with 2.42 kills percent. And junior defensive specialist Madison Smith is 9th in the NAIA with 5.90 digs percent. Once again, I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Gard for tonight's matchup between Shawnee State and IU East. Morgan, two teams that really are kind of identical. What do you expect to see tonight?
I expect it to be a great game, honestly. Like you said, the two teams very similar. Shawnee State being from a bigger division, I almost expect a little bit more from them. They're also a bigger team. And I'm sorry, I'm just really excited I can hear right now. But I expect a lot from both teams tonight. IU East is 4-0 in all their pink out games right now. So, it's hard to live up to that, and I hope they do tonight. So I hope for a great turnout.
Well, once again, we keep talking about this pink out match. All the fans coming into tonight's game, at least the first 200 anyways, are getting free pink out t-shirts in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And also fans are able to take part in activities presented by representatives from Reed's Hospital's Bravo program here tonight at Seton Catholic High School. The final match of a 6-game homestand for the Red Wolves that's really turned out fairly good for them so far. You can't complain on a 5-0 streak at home right now.
No, you can't.
So what do you expect to see out of the Shawnee State team tonight, Morgan?
Oh, my goodness. Bigger team, a lot of height on their team as well, so I expect a lot from them. They seem to, like we said earlier, they're a lot like us in that sense, but from bigger team. So I expect a lot.
All right, well, tonight's matchup should definitely be a great and exciting matchup. We'll be right back with the beginning of tonight's matchup between Shawnee State and IU East on the Red Wolves Sports Network. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolf Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Gard as we get ready for tonight's matchup between the Shawnee State and also the IU East Red Wolves. Let's take a look at the Kayak Conference standings. Right now, the Red Wolves currently sit in 4th place, 5-2 in the Kayak Conference, 13-9 on the regular season. They'll see the conference leader on Saturday. That's Asbury at Asbury. They are 6-0 in the conference, 26-6 on the season. So a tough matchup to start out for the Red Wolves on Saturdays. They also have one other match on Saturday as well. Then on October 26th, they'll take the 11th ranked team in the Kayak Conference. That's Alice Lloyd, 0-8 in the conference, 3-13 on the season. Then rounding out October, they'll take on the 8th ranked team. That's Cincinnati Christian on October 30th. 3-6 in the conference, 7-13 on the season. So we're just about ready to go. And Morgan, what was your fear before the game has suddenly become a reality as the student section is standing in front of us.
I can't see, that's what happens when you're 5'2", but I can't complain. The energy level in here is astronomically exciting. All the pink is amazing, especially to support breast cancer, so I'm okay with not being able to see. I'll just stand.
Well, the Red Wolves at campus this past week have had a lot going on, 4 days to gear up for this, handing out things such as headbands and shoelaces, bracelets, sunglasses as well. Gearing up for this game, once again, we'd like to welcome Reed Hospital and Bravo, who are here in support of breast cancer awareness. We'd like to thank you guys for coming out tonight and putting this all on for our Red Wolves. So Shawnee State and IU East getting ready to go here at the Chuck Mosey Memorial Gymnasium inside of Seton Catholic High School. And Morgan, I'm about to do the same thing that you are, and that is stand up for this because
there's just no possible way to be able to see right now.
There's really not. While we were on the break, they honored Mallory Livingston, who's the 4th member of IU East Volleyball ever to become a member of the 1,000 Kills Club. She accomplished that this past Saturday against Carlo in a conference matchup, just minutes into the matchup. So congratulations to Mallory. We're just about ready to go. I would say there's more students here tonight than there have been all season combined. And
yes.
Like Shawnee State is going to start things off, and here's the serve from Devin Scarberry. Scarberry over, and it's going to be a kill for Bailey Gates and put the Red Wolves up 1-0 to begin the match.
You can tell today's match is definitely going to be an exciting one with everybody standing, including myself. The energy level in here, hopefully, will just transfer to the girls.
Bailey Gates back to serve now for the Red Wolves. Gates.
Caitlin Kelly,
my bad. I always do that. I get those two mixed up all the time.
It happens.
So Caitlin Kelly back to serve now for the Red Wolves. Thank you, Morgan, for correcting you.
You're welcome.
Kelly will set the ball to Detweiler, who will get it across, but kept alive by Shawnee State. A little miscommunication in the front row, and that makes it 2-0. So Caitlin Kelly still back to serve for the Red Wolves. Now I'm just thrown off. I'm a little confused.
Maybe it's because their numbers are 7 and 8.
That could be next to each other on the roster as well. Miranda Clark got the kill for Shawnee State that time. She's a 6-foot sophomore from Chillicothe, Ohio. Interestingly enough, went to the last team, one of the last 2 teams that the Red Wolves played in the conference, the University of Rio Grande. And there's another point to Shawnee State, ties it up 2-2. Here's the serve from Shawnee State over to Kelly, who sets the ball, blocked up front by a pair. That's Paige Zillick and Lauren Helbig. Give the point to Shawnee State, 3-2 lead. Red Wolves are going to have a little bit of confusion there that time and not be able to return it across the net as they trail 4-2. Back to serve for the Shawnee State Bears, however, is number 4, Christina Shelton. My bad, that's number 2, Rihanna Day. Off to a little bit of a rocky start here myself.
It's all the excitement.
And there's a point to the Red Wolves off of 2 hits. 3-4. Down by 1 as Mallory Livingston, who we just mentioned, is one of the 4 members to join the 1,000 kill club here at IU East. Here's the serve from Livingston. And Devin Scarberry got it easily over the net that time. And a 5-3 lead now for the Bears. There's the serve. Set by Caitlin Kelly. Livingston got it across for IU East. Blocked up front by the Red Wolves. Blocked again by Bailey Gates. This time looks like Katrina Detweiler's going to get it across for the Red Wolves. A 5-4 lead for the Bears as Bailey Gates goes back to serve. Bailey Gates is a 5'10 freshman, middle outside hitter for the Red Wolves. Here's the serve from Gates. And that's going to be a kill up in the front row. Looks like number 6. That's, let's see here, that's Christy Humble, a 5'9 outside hitter from West Jefferson, Ohio. Taking a look at the Bears roster, there's only 1 player on the entire roster that's actually not from Ohio, and that is Tiffany Jackson, who is from New Jersey.
She also happens to be the tallest girl.
That is true.
At 6'3".
Set by Caitlin Kelly. There's Steinbrenner with the kill. 6-5, down by 1.
Morgan Steinbrenner definitely looked excited, and the crowd was excited for that one.
Looked like number 11, Tiffany Jackson, tried to get that one across, but 6-3 wasn't quite enough for the IU East front row, tied up at 6. So here's the serve. And once again, getting it across for the Bears is Christy Humble. And that time with the kill for Shawnee State was Paige Zelich. And she'll get the point for the Bears. 7-6 lead. All right, back to serves, number 13, Paige Zelich. Thank you, Morgan. Like we've mentioned a couple times, kind of hard to see here tonight. Looks like the Bears now up 8-6 as Zelich continues to serve. She's from Grove City, Ohio. Went to Central Crossing High School. Here's the serve, and this is going to be a service error into the net, 8-7. And I will have to say, with the student section being right here in front of us and right next to Shawnee State on the court right now, the Bears are handling their pressure very well.
It's very intimidating, definitely. And the girls, they all seem pretty confident coming out right now. Not too many worries.
The serve from Madison Mangus. And Livingston up front with another kill, ties it at 8. Something that Livingston's been able to do so well time after time this season. Mallory, as we mentioned earlier, is 23rd in the NAIA with 3.64 kills per set. So just a little under 4 kills per set. And that's a 9-8 lead now for Shawnee State. Mallory actually has 2 kills on the night now. And that's just in the first set alone, so we'll see if she can get to that about 3.5 average per set. And there's her once again with her 3rd kill, and that ties it up at 9.
It's really impressive for Mallory to have this over 1,000 kills now. As a junior, that seems like something more seniors would get to do.
Madison Yoder served that time for the Red Wolves, and that time they're going to call Christina Shelton for being up around the net and out of play. 10-9 lead now for the Red Wolves. Their largest of the match. So Madison Yoder from Ben Davis High School serving for the Red Wolves. Her serve will go long out of bounds and tie things up at 10. So neither team backing down, and we didn't really get a whole lot of time to talk about this before the game, but that's kind of what I thought. They've got identical records on the road, at home, neutral. I figured it'd probably be a close one here tonight. And there's a point to the Red Wolves, 11-10 lead. And really, what better night for them to have a close match? As you know, you've got a packed gym here at Seton Catholic High School, and to pick up a win, close win really, would be very exciting for the Red Wolves before they start their trip to Kentucky this weekend at Asbury. 12-10 lead now for the Red Wolves.
This is a lot like the Point Park game, really close. And obviously, IU East prevailed at that, so hoping for the best here.
Caitlin Kelly back up to serve for the Red Wolves, set by the Bears Libero. Here's Livingston once again. That's going to be blocked up front by number 17, Lauren Helbig, and Miranda Clark. And 12-11. What happened there, Morgan? I heard you say ooh, and I was looking at rosters, so.
It seemed like a very, very close call there. It looks like the referees almost had a little bit of miscommunication themselves.
Yoder with the dig across is Detweiler, and that's going to be out of bounds. A point to the Bears, tied up at 12. And back to serve for Shawnee State. That was Rihanna Day, and service error for her once more. 13-12 lead for the Red Wolves. Brings up Mallory Livingston once again to serve for the Red Wolves. With the 1-point advantage, here's Livingston's serve. Over to the Bears. Zelich, that time getting the ball across for Shawnee State. That's going to be a side out, tipped out. 14-12, Red Wolves with a 2-point lead. And here's the serve. And Morgan Dobbs up front with the easy kill, and she really did not have to try on that one. There's a lot of open space on the floor, and that puts the Red Wolves up by 3. So IU East leads 15-12 over Shawnee State University. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East with the 15-12 lead over the Shawnee State University Bears here at home for a pink out night.
And my goodness, is it pink?
Red Wolves in their pink uniforms tonight in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And lots of fans that got their free t-shirt on the way in. Wearing those here tonight as well inside the Chuck Mosley Gymnasium as the Red Wolves have a 16-12 lead over the Bears. So there's Livingston. Her kill is going to go long and out of bounds. A point to the Bears. Makes it 16-13 as the libero goes back to serve, and that looks from here like number 3, Madison Smith. A little difficult to tell with white numbers on gray uniforms, and also everybody standing here in front of me. So I do believe that was Smith.
Yep.
And Smith serving once again after that point went to the Bears. And here's Detweiler. This goes up toward the ceiling. Bears get it back across, set by Kelly. And tipped over easily by Bailey Gates. Makes it 17-14. Red Wolves with 3.
It seems like Shawnee State's making a little bit too many errors, and IU East is definitely taking advantage of them. Like we said, Morgan Dobbs earlier with that kill. Bailey Gates with that one.
And there's a point to the Bears after that one will go out. 17-15, up by 2. And back to serve, looks like number 12. That is Brittany Mounts, a 5'10" setter, sophomore from Beaver, Ohio. And another point to the Bears, 17-16. So this first set continues to stay very close. Here's the serve. Yoder with the dig. Steinbrenner with the kill. 18-16.
It never amazes me how excited Morgan Steinbrenner gets when she gets a kill. Her face is priceless, and her attitude about it is just amazing.
Katrina Detweiler back to serve, a 6'2" sophomore from Bloomington, Indiana. Went to Bloomington High School North. Actually went to Bloomington South for a year. 18-17 lead for the Red Wolves. After that point goes to the Bears. And serve by number 19, that's Miranda Clark, goes into the net. And back to serve for the Red Wolves. That's Madison Vegas. Went to Wapahani High School and got the opportunity to play some great volleyball there. It was a very competitive team in Delaware County, and still to this day. And there's another point to the Red Wolves after that goes out of bounds, 20-17. We mentioned Morgan Steinbrenner had that kill earlier for IU East. There's 2 kills for the Red Wolves tonight. There's Mangus with the serve, and her serve will go long out of bounds, 20-18. And I would say that's probably the one thing that the Red Wolves have struggled with tonight is just the serves going long.
Yeah, Madison Yoder had that problem earlier too.
And the problem for the Bears is the service errors into the net. That was number 6, Christy Humble, a 5'9" senior.
Seems like they both are just opposites right now.
And this one's going to go out of bounds, 21-19. Red Wolves still with the 2-point lead. As we go toward the end of the set. Dennis gives a ball across the net, and this one almost hit the floor, but kept alive by Shawnee State. And getting across for the Bears, Lauren Helbig, a 5'9" sophomore from Mansfield, Ohio. 21-20. Red Wolves up by 1. Here's the serve from Scarberry. And Livingston with one more kill, 22-20. The Red Wolves with the 22-20 lead here in the first set. 3 points away from taking the first set lead. Caitlin Kelly serving for the Red Wolves. That time her with the dig. Livingston with the dig to get across that time. And that point will go to Shawnee State, 22-21. Back to serve for the Bears, Rihanna Day. Serve will make it across this time. There's Detweiler over to Day. Livingston with the kill, blocked up front by Helbig. And that's a kill by the Red Wolves, 23-21. Up by 2. And Shawnee State wants to take another timeout as they're down by 2. IU East up 23-21. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Red Wolves up 23-21 as we are just about done with the first set. Back to serve Mallory Livingston as the student section makes their way back to their feet after a little bit of a roller coaster ride during the timeout.
Definitely was a ride.
23-22. And back to serve, Madison Smith. Bears trying to keep this one alive. Detweiler gets it across for IU. Livingston with a dig to get it back across the net. Livingston with another dig. Case gets it across that time for the Red Wolves. And here's Dobbs. Almost blocked up front by the Red Wolves, but this one's going to be tipped out of bounds off of the Red Wolves. Ties it up at 23. But just now joining us, we are in the first set tied at 23. And Shawnee State is going to take a 1-point lead, 24-23. Here in the first set. So Abby Niekamp would like to take a timeout as the Red Wolves trail by 1 at set point. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network, 24-23. Shawnee State with the lead. Here is Morgan Dobbs, kept alive by number 2, Rihanna Day. Madison Yoder keeps it alive in the back for the Red Wolves. Here's Dobbs once again. This one's going to be the right side of Madison Smith. Ties it up at 24. Now we have to go to 26 in order to get the win. Have to win by 2. Once again, we mentioned that it is pink out night here at the Chuck Mosey Gymnasium. 567 women are diagnosed with breast cancer per day in the U.S. And there's a point for the Red Wolves, 25-24. And that brings up set point as Bailey Gates back to serve for the Red Wolves. Kept alive by Smith. And that's going to go out of bounds as Pig Zelich just couldn't get over to it. And the Red Wolves take the first set 26-24 over Shawnee State University. Morgan, what do you think?
If you can't hear the gymnasium, you should probably get here. Obviously, the excitement in the gymnasium is impacting both teams, maybe almost intimidating Shawnee State, but they seem. Our IU's Red Wolves obviously prevailed in this set, definitely took advantage of the little mistakes that Shawnee State did, going some of the service errors, a little miscommunication from Shawnee State, went straight to IU East. So, with that being said, another thing is IU East right now is all just in pink. Both the girls and our crowd. That's exciting for breast cancer. We just said something too about breast cancer as well. This is going to be a great game.
Well, to help you guys a little bit, I know you kind of awkwardly paused, but
yes.
For those that don't know, they did take a moment of silence for breast cancer here at the Chuck Mosley Gymnasium. So that was what that was all about.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what do I do there? So took a little break.
All right. Well, the Red Wolves have the 1-0 lead after winning the first set over Shawnee State University 26-24. We'll be right back with the second set of IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolf Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Guard. Tonight, the IU East Red Wolves taking on the Shawnee State University Bears out of Ohio. Here's a little bit of an interesting fact about Portsmouth, Ohio. They actually had an NFL team. That was the Portsmouth Spartans, who now are the Detroit Lions.
How did that happen?
So
those are two completely different states.
Did a thing like the Colts picked up and moved, I guess. So Kyle was telling me about that before the game started tonight. Yoder will start things off in the second set with an ace to take the 1-0 lead. So 1-0 lead for the Red Wolves. And they're taking a quick second to get some of the students back away from the court. I believe
just getting a little rowdy over here.
And there's, looks like 19. That's Miranda Clark, but her kill is going to go out of bounds here on the left side, and Red Wolves take a 2-0 lead over the Bears. Number 17, Lauren Helbig, that time is tipped out of bounds off the Red Wolves 2-1. That puts the Bears on the board here in the second set.
something I think is going to work for our advantage and for Shawnee's advantage right now is our student section. Shawnee's on the opposite side from our student section, so I think that's going to give them a little bit more concentration on the game. And our girls are on the student section side, so a lot of energy from the students is probably going to go straight to the girls. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see. They're kind of equal right now, so I think that'll be an interesting matchup for this set.
All right, tied up at 2. And for those of you trying to watch at home, we are having some technical difficulties with the camera once again. So Red Wolves now have the 3-2 lead after they got that one across the net easily and lead the match as well, 1-0. But right now in the second set, up 3-2, up by 1. And back to serve for the Red Wolves, Caitlin Kelly. And here's the serve. And they're going to call Mallory Livingston for being up in the net that time, tied up at 3. Here's the serve from Madison Smith. Detweiler with the kill, blocked up front, however. It looks like both number 6, Christy Humble, and number 19, Miranda Clark. So Smith's still back to serve. Smith's a 5'2" defensive specialist. And there's Livingston with another kill. Ties it up at 4.
I don't think we can stress enough how excited the crowd gets when Mallory gets a kill. It's not only exhilarating for her, I'm sure, but it's exciting for our students.
And Livingston now back to serve. Mallory Livingston is a 5'9" junior outside hitter from Brown County High School in Nashville. And now they have the 1-point lead back, 5-4. So Mallory also doing an excellent job serving tonight for the Red Wolves, as well as continuing to kill. That will go down as an attack in the stat program. This one's going to be out of bounds. A point to the Bears, tied up at 5.
Something we talk about a lot about is Mallory up front, how she's so great at kills, blocking, everything, but she's also really great in the back. Great server, you know, definitely play backcourt.
And there's the serve by Brittany Mounts. Back over by the Red Wolves, 6-5 lead for IU. So the Red Wolves up by 1. As Bailey Gates goes back to serve for IU East. Here's the serve. This one will go low into the back row. Returned by Rihanna Day. And a point to IU East, 7-5 off the side out.
Something I've noticed about Bailey Gates is definitely when we're ahead, she seems to relax a little bit more.
Definitely. Steinbrenner and Kelly both set to Dobbs. And kind of knocked the libero to her feet there, as Red Wolves now up by 3, 8-5. There's the serve from Bailey Gates. Steinbrenner trying to block it up front, but that will go in the back row. Point to the Bears, 8-6. And back to serve for Shawnee State, Paige Zelich. Dobbs gets it over to Zelich that time. Steinbrenner blocked up front. Blocked up front by Steinbrenner once more. And the Bears continue to keep it alive. Yoder with the dig. Steinbrenner with the kill, 9-6.
You could say third time's the charm for her.
So up by 3 here in set number 2. Red Wolves with the 1-0 lead in the match. Here's Katrina Detweiler back to serve. Her serve will go over into the back row. And Christina Shelton with the attack that time for the Bears, 9-7. Red Wolves still up by 2 in the second set. Set by Caitlin Kelly, back to Dobbs. Dobbs with the attack, makes it 10-7. Red Wolves haven't been up by any more than 3 at any point tonight, but right now with the 3-point lead, they've really been able to keep control very well. Madison Vegas back to serve. Go ahead, Morgan.
They seem to be handling the pressure from Shawnee State very well tonight.
And a couple of fake kills up there by the Bears. Blocked up front by Steinbrenner. I think that may have been a little bit of an accident, but now a 4-point lead, 11-7. I don't know if she was just that excited by getting that block. If it was an accident, then it worked. But
oh, it definitely worked.
Definitely a lot of excitement out of Morgan Steinbrenner. And another point to the Red Wolves makes it 12-7. And Shawnee State now trailing by the most they have all night, down by 5. Red Wolves with the 12-7 lead. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IUE's athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. Welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up by 5, 12-7 here in the second set and lead the match 1-0. As we've mentioned several times throughout the night, it is the peak out night here at IU East. It's actually at Seton Catholic High School inside the Chuck Mosey Gymnasium. Lots of people out in support. IU East, of course, wearing pink uniforms. And to bring out breast cancer awareness, over 100 decorated bras are on display throughout the Richmond area. You can go to readbravo.org to vote for your favorite. Ball back in play here at IU East, taking on Shawnee State. And over to Madison Yoder, keeping the ball alive that time. Here's Livingston with the kill, almost blocked up front by the Bears, number 17, Lauren Helbig. But it's going to stay on their side of the net. A point to the Red Wolves, 13-7.
Great job of keeping it alive by Madison Yoder.
And a point to the Bears that time makes it 13-8. Still down by 5. Red Wolves with the 5-point lead. Looks like 18 back to serve.
Yes.
All right, that's Devin Scarberry. And Steinbrenner with the attack. And Kelly got it over easily that time for the Red Wolves. There's Steinbrenner, but her kill is going to go long, out of bounds. A point to the Bears, 13-9. Three-point lead now for the Red Wolves as another point goes to the Bears. There's Livingston with another kill. 14-10, back up by 4. So a 4-point lead. Red Wolves have been up by as much as 5. Yoder back to serve for the Red Wolves. And here's her serve. Yoder from Indianapolis. Said that Richmond seems kind of small to her. That's probably the one thing that she doesn't like about being here. That's going to go out of bounds off of Madison Smith. 15-10 lead for the Red Wolves.
It's almost hard to compare the Circle City to Richmond.
I've always thought that Richmond's been kind of big, being from Newcastle, but I guess if you're from Indianapolis, yeah, maybe it's a little bit smaller. And another point to IU East, 16-10.
I always thought it was big too, but then I got out of Richmond.
I didn't even look at a roster that time when I messed it up. So that's going to be out of bounds. A point to the Red Wolves, 19-12. Up by 7. You might have been able to see that better than I was since you were standing up. Was it close to you?
Unfortunately, I'm still only 5'2", and standing on the bleachers above everybody else does not give me any better height or, side of the court. However, from my point of view, it looked in. But we are from IU East, so I'm not going to question it.
All right, a point to the Bears makes it 19-13. Maybe we should get you like a wireless earpiece and microphone and send you down to the court.
Oh my goodness. That is an idea. Get like live action.
19-13. Dobbs over to the Bears. And they're having problems trying to keep this one alive. And Dobbs with the kill. This one's going to stay in bounds. 20-13.
Shawnee State definitely did not look happy with that call. They're over on that side, so I can't vouch for them. But they did not look pleased.
And here's the serve from Bailey Gates. And that's going to be a kill up front by Ryan Day, 20-14. So back to serve now, Brianna Wiggett, a 5'7" freshman from Piketon, Ohio, to Waverly High School. Steinbrenner gets it across, back over by number 11, Tiffany Jackson, but the point will go to the Red Wolves, 21-14.
Being 6'3", you would think that would definitely work in her advantage, but tonight it seems to almost be a limitation.
Detweiler serves for the Red Wolves. They get backed up front by Dobbs, 22-14. And Shawnee State's going to take a timeout as they trail by 8. IU East has the 22-14 lead. You're watching IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Red Wolves have the 1-0 lead in the match and the 22-14 lead here in the second set. So here's Katrina Detweiler back to serve for the Red Wolves. Stands 6-2 for the Red Wolves. And here's Dobbs once again. That's going to go out of bounds off of Shawnee State, 23-14. Once again, it is pink out night here at the Chuck Mosey Gymnasium. 109 breast cancer patients die in the U.S. per day. Point to the Bears, 23-15. Now only down by 8. Red Wolves with the lead. And there's the serve. And that point's going to go to the Bears off of 2 hits. It makes it 23-16. Back to serve is Christy Humble, a 5'9" senior. It's going to be a point to the Red Wolves after it's tipped out. 24-16 brings up set point opportunity for our Red Wolves. Addison Vegas in to serve. As the student section chants one more point. And one more point, the Red Wolves will have the 2-0 lead in the match. That was going to be out of bounds. Set number 2 goes to the Red Wolves with a score of 25-16. And IU East has the 2-0 lead in the match after one more point. Morgan, what do you think?
Oh my goodness, this has been a, like we said in the beginning, this is supposed to be a really good match. They're both very equal teams, and it has been. It's been a very exciting match for not only our student section, for both teams. Our IU East Red Wolves are definitely prevailing again, you know, taking advantage of the Shawnee Bears right now. Shawnee looks a little discouraged by our student section, and that may be working against them. You know, down by 2 sets. Hope for the best for IU East on this one. You know, of course, I hope for the best for them. I think this next match easy.
All right, well, Red Wolves with the 2-0 lead after winning the first set, 26-24, and just winning the set number 2, 25-16. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Back at 30. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gellock along with Morgan Guard. Red Wolves at home tonight in an exciting matchup against Shawnee State University. They have the 2-0 lead over the Bears with the wins of 26-24 and 25-16. The Bears will begin to serve here in the third set now, excuse me. And it looks like back to start things, number 18, Devin Scarberry. going to be a point to the Red Wolves to begin things here in the third set. 1-0. And here's the serve from Caitlin Kelly. That's going to go out of bounds off of number 4, Christina Shelton. And that's a 2-0 lead now for the Red Wolves. 2-0 lead in the set, 2-0 lead in the match. And Smith tries to keep that one alive for the Bears and is able to do so. Livingston got it across for the Red Wolves. That's going to go out of bounds off the Bears, 3-0. And here's another serve from Caitlin Kelly over to Lauren Helbig. And Menga slides for that one, but unable to get to it, 3-1. Detweiler trying to block up front, but this is going to be a point to the Red Wolves. Anyways, a 3-point lead, 4-1. We keep talking about how it is pink out night here at the Chuck Rosie Gymnasium. And Bravo from Reed Hospital is helping put this on. If you cannot afford a mammogram, Bravo can help. Call 983-3358 and ask about the community benefit mammogram. 5-1 lead now for the Red Wolves after the point goes to them.
I don't think we can mention enough the student section right now. You know, coming out and support the volleyball girls and breast cancer awareness is a big thing, especially for such a small school and have such a big student section right now. It's exciting to see.
And this is definitely the biggest breast cancer awareness night that I've ever seen, honestly. So then I've been to quite a few of them the past several years. Red Wolves up 5-2 after that point goes to the Bears. Back to serve Madison Smith, a 5'2 junior for the Bears. And Detweiler gets that one across for IU East, 6-2.
If Pinko is any indication of what Retro Night is, which is November 6th, I am extremely excited. It's 90s themed.
Most of the students here at IU East all should be 90s kids. So
oh, yes.
Majority of them.
90s
so
kids.
We should be able to get that one done pretty easily. 6-3 lead for the Red Wolves. Another point went to the Bears.
Hopefully we'll all sing our one Nirvana song we know. And
7-3 lead now for the Red Wolves after that one goes out of play. Detweiler back to serve. Once again, the Red Wolves on their last game of a 6-game homestand as they will travel to Wilmore, Kentucky this weekend, take on Asbury for their first of 2 matches on the road on Saturday. 8-3 lead for the Red Wolves. Erickson keeps it alive with the dig. Here's Dobbs, and that one is going to be a point to the Bears. She looked at the official and asked for the tip on that one, but he wouldn't give it to her. So 8-4 as the Red Wolves are up by 4.
something that's really great right now is most of the women's basketball and men's basketball players are here right now supporting the women's volleyball players. And something that's been mentioned to me a couple times is how much both teams would really like support at their basketball games. So any of you listeners listening, try to get out to the basketball games.
And that one was just out of Smith's reach. 9-4 lead now for the Red Wolves as that one goes out of bounds. Madison Mangus back to serve. Here's the serve from Mangus, who went to West Virginia State University. Blocked up front by Kelly and Steinbrenner. A 6-point lead for the Red Wolves, 10-4. And here's the serve. Point to the Red Wolves as Shelton's kill is out of bounds, 11-4. As Mangus still back to serve. There's Livingston with another kill, 12-4. And I don't know if Shawnee State was able to realize it or not, but I knew as soon as she went up for that one, that was a definite kill there.
Oh yeah, she definitely looked like she wanted it.
And that's going to be out of bounds off of the Red Wolves, 12-5. The point goes to the Bears. We're still up by 7. There's the serve from Humble. Into the back row to Wiggett. Mangus able to keep it alive for the Red Wolves. And that time, Helbig will get the kill, 12-6. Red Wolves with the lead.
I have to applaud number 12, Brittany Mounts, for Shawnee State for that play. That was excellent athleticism and definitely taking advantage of the point right there.
Yoder able to keep it alive for the Red Wolves. And some assistance up there in the front row. Here's Livingston once again. This one almost tipped out of play by the Bears. This one swings at the forward, 13-6. So Yoder goes back to serve for the Red Wolves. She is only 5'5", and is actually the shortest player on the Red Wolves roster, and blocked up front by Livingston, 14-6. And Shawnee State has had enough. Is going to take a timeout. Red Wolves up by 8, 14-6. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
Welcome back to Indiana University East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Guard. Red Wolves up 2-0 in the match and 14-6 in the third set. Definitely not been an easy match tonight. Very competitive against the Bears, who are 11-12 on the season. Right now the Red Wolves are 13-9 on the season, looking to pick up win number 14 tonight over the Bears before going to Wilmore, Kentucky on Saturday. There's Livingston with another kill. That's 10 kills tonight for Livingston. 15-6. As Madison Yoder. Allison, there we go. Madison Yoder back to serve for the Red Wolves. And that's a kill for Shawnee State. 15-7. And they're going to bring in their starting server of the rotation. That's Devin Scarborough, the center and right side hitter for the Bears from Franklin Furnace, Ohio. Went to Northwest High School, and after the side out, a point goes to the Red Wolves, 16-7, up by 9. Caitlin Kelly, the starting server, as the Red Wolves rotation, back to serve as well. And that's going to be a point to the Red Wolves as it goes out of bounds, 17-7, up by 10.
Something I just noticed for our pink out game, our officials are also have pink whistles.
That point goes to the Bears, 17-8. 37% of women over the age of 40 living in our area have not had a mammogram in the past 12 months. Ladies, be sure to get your mammogram. If you cannot afford one, Bravo can help. Call 983-3358 and ask about the community benefit mammogram. And getting the ball across for the Bears, it's number 19, Miranda Clark. And now they're only down by 8, 17-9. Here's the serve. Set by Kelly. And that's going to go out of bounds after Livingston had the attack. And tipped out of bounds by the Bears, makes it 18-9. Red Wolves up by 9 as Livingston goes back to serve. Livingston's from Union City, Ohio. Here's the serve. Across the net. Set by Devin Scarberry. And it's going to be a kill, 19-9, up by 10. So it's the Red Wolves lead by 10 and are now only 6 points away from ending the match with a 3-0 victory. This would be like 3 or 4 straight 3-0 wins for the Red Wolves if they can get a win here. Blocked up front by Steinbrenner, 20-9. I said Steinbrenner, but I believe that was either Detweiler or Dobbs. I'm not sure. Steinbrenner's not even in right now, so I'll be quiet. And that time with the kill for the Bears is Lauren Helberg. 20-10, still down by 10. And that's going to be an antenna violation. A point to the Red Wolves, 21-10. So now only 4 points away from a 3-0 victory over Shawnee State. Steinbrenner keeps the ball alive.
She looked really excited to get the ball back over the net.
And just a little short there that time for Bailey Gates. 21-11, still not hurt.
The Shawnee Bears definitely look a little brought down by our student section right now, unlike our Red Wolves, who seem as energetic and happy as possible right now.
And Steinbrenner trying to get it back across the net that time as well, but it will be just short. 21-12. Down by 8 is the Shawnee State Bears. And there's the serve by number 12. Brittany Mounts. Set by Kelly. And Steinbrenner right in front of Ryan Day. Makes it 22-12. Katrina Detweiler back to serve for IU East. Here's her serve. What was going to try to be a short serve that she's like to serve this season. Comes up short of the net that time. Will go in the books as a service error. 22-13. The Red Wolves up by 9, 22-13. And here's the serve by Brittany Wiggett. Brianna Wiggett, I'm sorry. And a point to the Bears, 22-14. Wiggett continuing to serve for the Bears. Whoever sets it. Here's Steinbrenner, and it's going to spin on the back of Christina Shelton, 23-14. Mattis Magus in to serve for the Red Wolves. 2 more points for IU East. And it looks like over at the official stand by the net is Madison Smith questioning the call And she's going over to explain what happened to her coach as the R2 goes over and makes the coach go back over toward the bench. And also Madison Smith over to her position on the court. Red Wolves up 23-14, up by 9. Have been up by as many as 10. Here's the serve from Madison Mangus. It's in play. And blocked up front by Livingston. 24-14. Match point for the Red Wolves.
Maddie Murphy's in right now for her first time seeing the court tonight. And the crowd seems very pleased with that move by Coach Niekamp.
24-14. Red Wolf fans on their feet. Here's the serve from Mangus over to Smith. And just short is Livingston, 24-15. Up by 9. Out of bounds by the Bears here. Would give the Red Wolves the 3-0 victory. Or even a service error as the student section continues to have lots of noise. And now even the Red Wolf fans.
Everybody right now is on their feet, including myself.
Steinbrenner over to Jackson that time. Kept alive by the Red Wolves. Caitlin Kelly swings it over. Into the back corner. And Mangus unable to get to that one. 24-16. Up by 8. Still match point. Here's Livingston, and that's the kill, and that's the game. So Red Wolves take the 25-16 victory in set number 3 and take the match 3-0. Morgan, what did you think about tonight? Definitely exciting for sure.
Oh, yes, exciting. I don't think you can thank the student section enough for all their support coming out here wearing their pink out shirts and their pink as well. Great job by our youth. Red Wolves definitely took the energy level from the crowd and used it to their advantage, unlike Shawnee State. Great night for the Red Wolves, honestly. Not too many errors. It seemed like an overall great win for them.
All right, well, a great night for the Red Wolves as they take the 3-0 victory over the Shawnee State Bears with scores of 26-24, 25-16, and 25-16. Once again, we'd like to thank Reed Hospital and Bravo, who were here tonight in support of breast cancer awareness. Once again, thank you for coming out. So Red Wolves take the 3-0 victory. We'll be right back with the postgame show on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IUE Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IUE's athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trust.
And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Now joining me, Coach Abby Niekamp. Coach, an exciting night. Lots of students here in support of both the team and breast cancer awareness. What did you think about tonight's win against Shawnee State?
Oh, it was a great win for us. I was really happy to see how many people came out to support the event tonight. I don't think we've quite had this crowd the whole season, so I know that our girls really fed off the energy tonight.
Well, now the win streak has continued. What's it like to have won so many games in a row?
It's amazing. It's almost surreal. Right after the game, the girls were like, Coach, 10. And I was like, what? And they were like, 10 wins. And I was like, oh, yeah. So it's kind of surreal.
Well, obviously a great win tonight over Shawnee State. On Saturday, travel to Wilmore, Kentucky, start some more kayak play against the leader in the conference. That's against Asbury. And also you'll play Cumberland's later that afternoon. What do you know about those two teams?
Well, this weekend's going to be a big weekend for us, so we're going to really focus on us in practice this week and hopefully come out and play some solid volleyball on Saturday.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining me. Congratulations on another win.
Thank you.
And best of luck this weekend. Of course, the Red Wolves won tonight 3-0 over Shawnee State University over the Bears with scores of 26-24, 25-16, and 25-16. IU East now 14-9 on the regular season and look forward to continuing that winning streak this weekend. It's at 10, looking to make it to 13 or 12 or 11 or 12 this weekend at Wilmore, Kentucky at Asbury University. Once again, they take on Asbury at 1 p.m. and also Cumberland's at 3 p.m. So they'll play back-to-back on Saturday in Wilmore, Kentucky. Special thanks to our broadcast engineer tonight, Kyle Garner, Morgan Guard for commentary, and Nate Osner as well joining us tonight behind me. And I'm Caleb Gillock, the voice of your IU East Red Wolves. Red Wolves take the 3-0 win over Shawnee State. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.